On my dad's side, my dad's parents, that's my papi, and that's my grandma.
And that's your daddy's parents, eh?
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
That's his daddy's parents. Any questions?
Why don't we just start with
Where will I start?
a question? Go ahead. You guys all have questions prepared, so let's all be willing to ask them.
I don't know where to start with you. Any questions before?
Okay, someone start, please.
How old were you when the Holocaust was going on?
Nice and loud.
You gotta speak.
I'm sorry.
Loud.
How old were you when this happened? Like,
When this happened, how old I was?
How old were you?
In the 20s.
20s?
In the early 20s.
And where were you? Where were you living?
Poland,
In Poland?
Krasnik. Should I tell them that I was married?
No,
Yeah?
let them ask you questions and then you can tell them.
Okay.
Did you ever try to hide from the Nazis?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Did you ever try to hide from the Nazis?
Yes, I tried, but it didn't help me.
What kind of hiding places did you look for?
I went to the woods, but I couldn't stay in the woods neither,
In the woods?
because the Polacks told the Germans that it's people in the woods. So I had to come back to the city. I had to come back to the city and wait. I went up to a roof, to wait until they came and they took us into the camp, to the basement. It was not just me, a couple of people, but I had a baby too.
Oh, you had a baby.
Yes, 2 years old. I had a baby 2 years old, and my mother-in-law was still with me. My father-in-law was dead already. He was killed already. My mother was dead, was killed, wounded.
Louder, so the kids louder.
Yeah, we heard. I think we heard.
I tell you, it hurts me too much. I can't talk to you. So I was with a baby and my mother-in-law, and we was in the woods. We came back to the city. We went up to a attic, and somebody heard us, and they told the Germans, and they took us down to the basement. In the basement, we was waiting. A lot of people, not just we. Whoever they find in the street already, because there was no people anymore. Whoever they find in the street, they brought into the basement, and we was waiting for a day to come to kill us.
Tell the whole story.
German had a special unit, Gestapo. So
That's the Germans.
Special to catch Jews and kill them.
That was the specialty. And so we was in the basement. In the daytime, they came in young girls like me. They used to they took us. It was the camp already, so they took us to the camp, to the laundry, to the kitchen to help out in the daytime. In the nighttime, they brought us back to the camp, to the basement. In any day, they're going to come to kill us. One day, they took us out. Should I take about the baby?
Yeah.
I had a baby, 3 years old. So the baby said to me, they took me out, and she was in the basement with my mother-in-law waiting, and when they come, they're going to take me too. So she said to me, you survive. You run away, you survive. I said, where I'll run? Where? They're going to kill me and Grandma and all these people here, but you survive. I said, how can I survive? They're going to kill me. No, when they take you someplace to bomb, to crematorium, you're going to run and you survive. They're going to see me. No, they're not going to see you. So I figured she's a baby. What does she know, 2 years old? And that was. So I was in the kitchen. One day they came in. They took all people from the basement to the, it was not far from the cemetery, to the cemetery, and they killed them all, a lot of people. And me and a couple of more girls. One girl took out her little girl, one woman, her little girl, to wash her face. So they got her and they killed both of them right away, right away. And I didn't take out my little girl because I was afraid, and she wasn't my mother-in-law. So they came, they took every the people from the basement to the cemetery, they killed them. It was not far, maybe about a mile to the basement. So in the girls, was in the laundry and the kitchen, they survived. That was me in between. We survived. So we remained in the kitchen. In the kitchen, they gave us, how you say, a barrack. They gave us some shelter to where to stay, in the nighttime. In the daytime, we worked in the kitchen, the laundry, wherever they need us. That was going on a couple of years.
A couple of years.
A couple of years.
Do you remember what camp that was? It was a labor
Oh
camp?
yes, I remember.
What
But
was it
camp,
called?
a working camp.
It was just a working camp?
A working camp. But us, they didn't kill too many people, but they killed plenty. Not too many, but plenty. So we was there, how long we was together in the camp? How long we was there in the camp?
Wie groß ik hem?
Yeah,
2 jaar.
2 years in this camp. They then took us to another camp, for another 2 years. The whole thing was for 4 years, I think. But one day, when the war,
In the other camp, when they took us, was 3,000 people.
that was a dead camp already.
3,000 people.
That was a dead camp
So let me
already.
say, they didn't feed us
I'm sorry, I can't talk too much about.
and died. So every morning they count the people. They count the people. All the time should be 3,000 people. So in the night time, people died. So they brought other people. All the time must be in the camp 3,000 people.
Why?
That's what they wanted. The Germans wanted that because they took the void. Group the void. Was shoemakers, was carpenters, but all the kind of works. Everything was working for the German, not for nobody.
Working for the Germans the whole time.
Everything for the German.
I'm shivering.
They made trucks, they made cars, and they took out everything to German. Not they didn't leave here nothing. No, everything went to the German.
Then, so here's the camp. They took us to another camp over there. They brought us back and forth. They killed plenty of people. I survived. I took my baby's advice and I survived. When they took us, in our city was 3 camps. They took together one day all 3 camps and they're going to take us to the crematorium. That's it. They didn't have anything to. But she told me, when they're going to take you, you run away. I said, how can I run? They're going to see me. They're not going to see me. They're not going to see you. It was raining, thundering, lightning. The world was finished. So I figured, what I got to lose? Let me run. I ran. I had to run over a gate. I ran, and it was a factory from bricks. They make bricks for they make buildings. But nothing was in the oven. So nobody saw me. It was Germans over there. They didn't see me. I ran into the oven. It was nothing in the oven, no fire, nothing, no bricks.
Small children, they destroyed right away.
Small children.
They don't have any small children, only grown-ups, no small children. They got rid of them before. So when it was in the nighttime, thundering, lightning, it was terrible. It got a little light there. He was with me and more people, a couple of people ran away, and the other people who was with me, they survived. So we ran. It got light and we ran into the woods. In the woods was a ditch, and we were sitting in the ditch a week. And after the week, the Russians came.
No, without food.
No, who needs food? Nobody was hungry. We wasn't used to food. Food to a drink, we wasn't used to it. We didn't know that. I confess.
How many days did you go for one period of time where you didn't have anything to eat or to drink? What was the longest span of time?
I think
It was a whole week.
One full week.
One full week, you was in the ditch.
I can live now too without
You
food.
had the strength to run that far into the
Oh, sure. I had no choice. I had no choice. I had to have this strength. Was not only me or him. It was plenty of people. But who ran away?
You know, the death wait for you. So you want to run away from death.
I can wait now too, a couple of days until I eat. Doesn't bother me. Some people, oh, you fast. We have holidays where we have to fast. Oh, you fast? One day, what's a day to fast? I fast so many years. Days, years, what's one day?
What did you,
Doesn't bother
when
me.
you ate, when you did eat in the camps, what did they feed you?
But they feed me.
Nothing. They feed
Don't ask me. They feed me soup. If it was a rat in the soup, they take out the soup and we ate it. There was nothing else. What I feed us, nothing.
But you were fed, they gave you the soup every day? You were fed?
No.
No, not every day.
In our camp, grass didn't grow. Because every little grass we pick up to eat.
What can I tell you? If it was good, it was very bad. We was in the camp, we worked, and we was afraid to, when we had to go out, we washed the clothes inside. We had to hang up the clothes outside. So we was afraid to go even out. With the clothes in our hands, okay, but we go out just ourselves. We wasn't allowed to go out.
Was your family taken away to different places?
Of course.
Sure.
Sisters,
I-
brothers?
My sister they killed with my mother together. My child they killed already in the camp with my mother-in-law. And my mother was from the first people where they took to the crematorium was my mother and my sister.
How did
And
you find out? How did you know?
I saw them taking because everybody went out to the street. They took out everybody to the street. I was in the street too, waiting. So they picked out whoever they want, and the rest they sent back. And little by little, somebody else went until the last they took to the camp. So I didn't see them.
To work for them, for themselves. If they got enough, the rest they destroy.
And yes,
Did you ever find out what happened to your 3-year-old baby?
I'm sorry, I can hear you.
Did you ever find out what happened to your 3-year-old baby?
Oh yeah, I know. I was there. I wasn't there when they killed her, but they took her from the basement. So I was there. I was in the camp. They took out all people to the cemetery. I didn't see, but I saw. I heard a lot of shooting. It was so bad. I was in the kitchen working. Oh my God, what is it? Somebody said, you didn't see they took out all the people from the basement to the cemetery and they're killing them. I saw.
When you were in the woods and you hid in the ditch.
When I was in the woods, in the ditch,
what happened to you? Like,
that was already the war finished.
Did any soldiers ever approach you, and then where did you?
Oh,
go
no,
from
nobody
there?
saw us. Only when the Russians came in. The Russians find us in the woods and they brought us back to the city.
And
But the Germans didn't see us in
Did
the
you
woods.
walk
Otherwise,
anywhere?
what?
Did you walk anywhere to try to find?
Walk?
Yeah.
We didn't walk out from the ditch. I was afraid they would kill us because the Polacks, the Polish people, if they see the Jewish people, they told the Germans, "Oh, here's Jew, kill them." And that's what it was.
When you were in the camps, what kind of jobs did you do besides the laundry?
Laundry, whatever had to be done. Laundry, peeling potatoes, whatever had to be done. So we did whatever. I don't know, whatever had to be done. Man, woman doesn't matter. They took everybody. And who fell, so as one more or less.
And what did you wear there? What did they give you to wear in the camps?
Oh, they gave me force, they gave me something. They didn't give me anything. I had a schmatte what I find in, and they find in the attic. I forgot how to say the attic. It was a lot of clothes in the attic, because from the people. So they gave me a schmatte, and I was wearing.
And what about feet? What did they wear? You had the wooden shoes?
Shoes?
What kind of shoes
The
did you wear?
shoes I had, what I had, I don't remember what kind of shoes I had.
You better,
So you
must
wearing
walk
them-
without shoes.
They didn't
Oh,
give you anything.
No,
Rain,
well, they
snow.
gave me nothing.
Sure. Rain.
A girl was standing, we was rinsing the clothes.
They gave other people. They was moiders, special moiders.
I don't feel like telling them this. When we was rinsing the clothes outside, is a pump, and we was rinsing the clothes. Wash is inside the laundry, but rinsing outside. A girl yawned. She didn't do anything, she yawned. And the German was right away there with the gun. Why did she yawn? To kill her. So it was another German, he watched us when we couldn't go out anyway, but he watched us. He says, what are you doing with the gun? I'm going to kill her, why did she yawn? But he didn't, the German didn't let her finish the clothes, he says. When you finish the clothes, then you kill her. So he went away, he forgot her. What did she do? She yawned. That's all, nothing else she did. Woman took out from before we went in the camp, to go have a baby her from the basement to wash her face or something. So they killed her with the baby together. So that was her life. No food, no clothes, just work. And if they don't like it, so they kill you.
Special units to destroy the Jews.
It was a German, a very
This
bad
way,
man.
the other way.
He always came
You walk, you
to the
fall,
camp
they don't let you get up, they kill you.
with both hands in the pockets, both guns, in both pockets, the hands with the guns. And if he didn't like it, anybody, so he shot. And that's why we have to live with them day and night, at least for 4 years.
How did the soldiers treat you in the camps? Were they like ruthless and mean?
It was Germans. What could I treat us good? It was Germans. It was no other people, only Germans.
Special units.
Only Germans. If we worked there, where we had to work. If we, I tell you something else. I had one year. You see, my finger hurt me. Okay. The next year, I didn't have what to wear, nothing. I could have called. Hurt me under my arm. Oh, that was very bad. It was a doctor, but the doctor said, a Jewish doctor, also in the camp. The doctor said he can do nothing for me. He sends me to another doctor to another state, to another camp. That was like that camp. So the German called, don't send her back, kill her. She's no good, she can't work anymore. I knew this. Okay, listen, I'm ready, not hours later. It was a different. Came to the camp, the German comes in with the gun in his hand. He has guns in both hands. The name from the German man in our camp was Grege. Grege called him to come in to kill us, to kill me because I can't work anymore. So the doctor got scared. I didn't get scared. The doctor, he picked up my hand, but you couldn't see much. Just was inside. He couldn't see much. And he said to him, there's nothing wrong with that. The doctor over there is crazy. He was afraid to say the German's crazy. So he said, the next week they killed the doctor anyway. So the doctor is crazy. Why do you send her? I have nothing to do. It's nothing. She's not sick. She's okay. So send her back home. Back to the camp.
Doctors? But actually, she was in so much pain, but he was saving her life. He picked her. She couldn't move her arm because of the infection. So what he did was, oh no, she's fine because you couldn't see it externally.
That's
so
right. For 3 months, I didn't move my hand. 3 months. But when they say the Germans coming, I went to London. I was washing. I did everything. If I could, I had no choice.
This was a miracle, but this German didn't kill her. For him to kill somebody else. And
he let me go back. I came back. The German who called him to kill me got white like a sheet. Why he sent me back? Why he didn't kill me? I was ready, and I survived. I survived them. One day, when the war was finished already, I'm in Brooklyn, like I'm in Jersey, in New York, let's say, the Russians was there already. So they took us, the 3 camps, to the crematorium. They took us to the crematorium, but we couldn't say anything.
They made 3 camps, 1 camp.
3 camps. To the crematorium. So what I do, what can I do? Nothing. So we walked. But I remind myself that my little girl said I should run and nobody's going to see me. So I figure I came to this factory from the bricks. So I figured, let me run. What I got to lose, they're going to kill me anyway. So I run. I'm still here. Plenty of people got killed running, but they didn't see me. They didn't see me. I'm still here. I'm laughing now, but. And he went with me. And from the baby.
No, I don't know. I'm going to ask you.
From the West.
How did you pick up your life after that?
Excuse me, a little louder.
How did you pick up your life after the war? How did you deal with everything once the war was over?
I knew I lost everything. I knew I lost everything.
How did you get back to how did you get through that?
Everybody wants to live. What can I do? The only thing that I could do is kill myself. Because I didn't have any. I had 2 brothers. Thank God I still have them, but one is very sick. I'm afraid he's dying. But we wasn't together. There was not different camp. And I didn't know if they're alive or they're dead. I didn't know if I'm alive or dead. He's from our city. We know each other from back home, since we was young.
He was a real comfort to you.
I got six sisters. 6 sisters.
I had 1 sister.
They killed them all.
With husbands, with children, with parents. Everybody went. I had a mother with a sister. My father was not alive, I know.
She's my second wife. My first wife, I got 2 children. So I took out my wife with the 2 children. They killed them.
And I had a husband with 1 child. And thanks to this baby, 2 years old, I survived. She told me what to do.
After after they got liberated, they were sent to what was called DP camps, displaced persons. Of course, the world didn't know what to do with all these people that were in the concentration camps. So basically, they started farming these people out, and they ended up they walked to Italy. They walked
from Poland
all the
to
way
Italy.
The mountains.
From Poland to Italy we walked, not just us, more people.
More people.
Whoever
Yeah,
survived.
they just followed in groups, and they didn't know where to walk to, and they walked over the mountains to
They
Italy.
followed the telephone poles with wires. They followed the wires because they knew it would lead somewhere. So they just followed.
I'm sorry, I can't even remember so much. And me, I remember everything. But to tell the stories,
Okay,
it's
so
very
we'll
hard for
help
me.
you.
Grandma,
We came to Italy, and in the nighttime we had to sleep. We walked a couple of, from Poland to Italy, we walked a couple of
Were
weeks.
you afraid to go to Italy, though?
No, to Italy, no, it was after the war already. It was after the war. So we slept in the street. So we met people, we met people in the way, we slept in the street. It was tight in the night, and we slept. And so we slept, let's say, here, but we didn't know, we didn't see. Here the train passed. She could kill us. She could go over our heads. The train, the motor, from the motor didn't see us, and we didn't see them. We were sleeping, but they didn't touch us.
And when they got to Italy, they were put into other camps.
When we got to Italy, we went into a camp, which it was nobody there. It was just a building, no windows, no doors, nothing, because they started to build before the war. They didn't finish. So a lot of people, so we went into this building and was there. One day came the soldiers, the Italian soldiers, not the Germans. They came with trucks to take us to another camp. And nobody wanted to go because we was afraid. The Germans took us. Who knows? So he was outside with my brother and my sister-in-law was with me. So he was outside, I was inside, my sister-in-law inside too, in the building. In the floor was nothing, just a cement floor. And I go out, soldiers with trucks, we're not going. Where are we going to go? To the crematorium? We're not going. So I said, oh my God, what are we going to do? We can go there with guns, they're going to kill us. We go, they're going to kill us. We don't go, they're going to kill us. What are we going to do? Nobody knew what to do, but we had no choice. So I went back to I went back to the inside, to the room, to this building, because my sister-in-law was there. They didn't want to come in, and they started shooting. When they started to shoot to the people, so I figured they're going to get me. I bent down, and I walked bending down. Sure enough, they got me here. If it's a bad weather, I still feel it. They made a little hole for some blood running, but the doctor said it's nothing. I survived. They got me. They killed me. They didn't kill me, but they shot me.
Why didn't the bullet go through? Wasn't it because you had your hair?
Yes, and he remembers. I don't. I had hair, and I had pins here. I put up a hair, and I had barber pins here, a lot of barber pins, because I had hair already, plenty. So the pins, the doctor said, if not for the pins, the barber pins, I would be dead. But the barber pins threw up the bullet. I just had a little hole with blood running, right here. If it's a bad weather, it still hurts me so many years. I have very bad stories. I really don't like to tell the children the
You had a
stories.
lot of good luck through all of your good stories. You had a lot
I
of
still
luck.
want to survive. I don't know why. It looks like everybody wants to live. He lost his wife and 2 children. I lost my husband, 1 child. We was in Italy together. So we got married. And thank God I have 2 beautiful children. And what's more, better grandchildren.
Grandchildren.
I have beautiful 6 grandchildren. And I have a great grandchild.
And a great grandchild. How nice.
I have a great grandchild, beautiful little boy. I didn't see him since he was born. It's a beautiful.
Before we will leave it, I'm going to live and we're going to have children.
I have 3 here, 2 of them, and the biggest, Jamie. So I have 3 here, 3 I have in Pittsburgh. 2 in Pittsburgh, they're not in Pittsburgh even. In Boston, where they are. In Boston. And 1 is in Washington. The oldest is in Washington with my baby. It's my baby. in Washington. But thank God that I can say I have for what to live, only for my children, because I never had anything before. I never had a life before. And now, thank God, I have a life. I have very good children, 2 of them, but it's 4. It's my daughter-in-law, and I don't know if it's a daughter-in-law, my daughter, the same thing, and my son-in-law like my son. I have no complaints. I can't complain to God because this He gave me, and I have very good grandchildren. They call me all the time. They come to see me all the time. What else can I want? That's it.
It's wonderful.
This little one, he's good too.
Have you ever gone back to?
I'm sorry.
Have you ever gone back to the camps where you were?
I survived in my city. I was home.
Do you do
No,
recently?
no.
No, recently, no.
You would not want to go back.
Never. I was in the city a couple of months before we went to Italy, but I didn't go. I didn't go to the cemetery too because I had in the cemetery. I had somebody. It's my baby, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law. But I was afraid to go because the Polacks, if they saw somebody, so they killed. After the war too. So I was afraid to go. I was survived already, so I want to live already. So I never went back. When I came from over there, we walked to Italy, and I never went back. I was in Italy
4.5 years.
4.5
4.5 years. And then did you
And
come
a
to the
DP
States
came,
after that?
and then we came to the States. And thank God, it's not too bad. Anything, I'm sorry, I can't remember.
When did you come to America?
When?
What year was it?
1949, December 22nd, I came to the States.
Just
20 years, huh?
Citizen.
20 years. Well, I'm much older. And I'm just enjoying this year that I'm here.
What?
Before, I didn't have a life.
Nothing. There's nothing else. Have to go in and buy a
Yes.
piece of bread.
Have you kept in touch
said-
with any of
What?
I buy a pay.
In touch with anybody from Poland? No.
What a pleasure.
From Poland, in touch with anybody?
you haven't heard from anyone?
Never.
You're talking about
I don't have
Poland, or-
anybody.
Yeah, like before the Holocaust. Any
What
of your
happens
friends?
is almost everybody, whoever survived, they
To-
came either they either went to Israel or
Or
to the United
to-
States.
or to
And what they
Brazil.
have is
Some
they
had
called-
family.
They were called societies. They would find each other and form these social groups. And you stayed within these social groups. You went to each other's affairs. There were groups of at least 50 people, 50 couples. I mean, it was big. And that's how they stayed in touch.
One brother find me. I have 2 brothers, thank God, but one is very sick.
Yeah.
One brother find me in Italy, and one brother came home. When I was home, and he came home from the camps. So he came to the city to look for somebody. He didn't know that I'm alive. I didn't know that he's alive, but he find me alive. So we went together to Italy. And one brother I find here in Italy. I find one, the younger one.
Must have been such a happy moment to find a brother, to find someone.
Thank God. I have a very nice family, very good children,
Nice.
so that keeps me.
And I met my brother too.
Yeah,
This way.
here's one
brother also.
brother.
Yeah, I didn't know he's alive.
Everything I remember in me, but I can't explain
Well, that's why
everything.
they
But
ask you
ever
questions.
anybody,
Any
I
other
answer.
questions, guys? Maybe one last question?
Did
No.
did like people in America like help you like
What?
cope after the war? Did people in America help you like cope after the
How
war?
did people in the States after Italy, when you came back to the States,
Here.
were people supportive of you? Were people friendly to you? Were
I
they sympathetic?
don't know. We came here, so we came to the Hayas. I don't know how to tell you to the Hayas. What is this?
That was the Jewish organization that helped these displaced people come to the United States. But before you could come to the United States, you had to have, what was it, like a letter of reference, I guess, knowing that you would have a job, you wouldn't be a burden to the United States. And what they did was they would set you up with an apartment and give you a little money, but you had to repay it. Nowadays, when people come from all these other countries to the United States, they're given things without
Everything.
being
We
repaid.
didn't get anything.
Back then, when all the Jews came after the concentration camps, you could only come into the country if somebody would sponsor you. So you had to be lucky enough to know
Yeah,
a
he
relative
is here.
willing
He
to
had
write a
here.
letter
And
saying
then
that
the
we will
uncle.
help them, we will help make them economically viable here. They shouldn't be a burden to the United States. And that was the only way they were allowed. And any money that any of these organizations gave you, it was really a loan. You had to repay it.
Nobody gave us anything, but he went to work, we came.
And
He went to work, and that's why I went to work. For a couple of weeks we was in the house, and then we got an apartment, and we went to work, and we're still alive.
And some went to school at night to learn English right
Yeah.
away.
Right, you didn't know English.
They didn't know
You had to
English.
learn
They
Italian when
had-
you went to Italy, and then you had to
Yeah.
learn English when you came to the
We would
States.
go to school too, but he started school, and he got sick. And he never could go back to school because he's over sick. He's a very sick man.
So you've spoken
We've-
4 languages then? Polish and Yiddish,
Polish.
Italian.
Italian I don't
English?
speak. I forgot. Italian I don't speak. Polish,
You still remember.
Polish if I, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know
If I
Czech.
start.
I
So,
know Czech. I love Polish. I have a Polish girlfriend.
but he started school, so I said, when you finish, when you learn something, then you stay home, and I'll go to school. I mean, he got sick, and he was over sick, he never went back to school, and I couldn't go to school, so we didn't go. But English, I learned.
And a lot of people, the survivors, a lot of them are have poor health because of all those years without food, nothing nutritious in them, and all the hard work. So they were also physically deprived. So, but now as they age, first of all, also because of going all
They didn't.
with that emotional turmoil, a lot of them are having problems coping now because they're all having flashbacks. You've heard of
Post-traumatic.
post-traumatic stress syndrome. That's basically what people are suffering now.
Many people are suffering, including ourselves.
Well, thank you so much for
Oh,
coming.
oh, that's
Really
from.
appreciate it. This is
Oh,
for you both.
thank you so much.
flowers.
This belongs to my daughter-in-law, not to me. She brought me here. She brought me here. Thank you so much, everybody, for inviting us. I'm sorry, maybe I was exactly what they want me to be
you're perfect.
because
Perfect.
I try my best because it's a little too hard for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You're out.
Okay. Oh, I'll take this up with me.